I'm going to zoom in here, talk about a couple of things. I want to get my angle right on this so we get the full view, better view. All right. So I'm going to get set up. I'm going to grab a couple things. I probably should have set up before I turned the camera on. And I got to plug the camera in actually. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to grab a couple things real quick. So I decided just do an impromptu keychain. I bought the keychain kit, obviously, because I wanted to try doing a keychain. I don't feel like it's going to be much more difficult than a pen. So I figured, what the heck, let me try this and see where I get with it. So what we're going to use is a piece of Bacote. I don't really remember how to pronounce it. Bacote. It's going to have a really nice grain to it. I'm going to plug in the charger before it dies here, before the old phone dies. 'Cause that's what I'm shooting with is my phone, so I want that to die. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn that down on the silence there. Welcome, viewer. Check and see who you are in a second. All right. So turning a keychain, I don't think it's going to be too much different than a pen. You can buy the little woodcraft kits. All right, and just a tube and some hardware. A lot of it is going to be very similar to doing a pen. I'm going to set some of this stuff up here, and I do want to talk about something real quick before I get started. I really didn't set up like I should have prior to this, but see what we got in here. Looks like maybe it's just me. Say hi to me. Let me know who you are. I got my tablet back here so I can turn around and check comments and stuff and interact with you guys. If you're new to the channel, if you're not new, I always like hanging out with my viewers and chatting with them, and I try to do some more live streams here and there, but yeah, so right there I'm just sanding the tube so that the glue will properly adhere to it, and I got to check. So I want to say that that is a 7mm, but I need to check and make sure. So I'm just grabbing my tube and barrel reamer. Yep, 7mm, so I know the hole I got to drill. Set up a few things here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I got my new Laguna air cleaner going up there. Might sound like some static or white noise behind you there, or behind me. I used it the other day when I turned the pen. Seemed to do pretty good. This should be a relatively quick turn. This should be good just for setting stuff up. Just to kind of see a quote-unquote quick turning project. Should be fairly quick. Grab my 7mm drill bit. Once I get all this stuff set up, which I should have done before, I'm going to go ahead and talk about something really quick. And I'm going to check and make sure that my chat is working properly over there. I don't know that my chat option is working properly. Put that tube down out of the way. Grab my glue and stuff out of here. fuse out. Those are good. Go ahead and get this set up in here. So when I set this up, what I like to do is I like to mark it on which side I set. So when I go to turn the barrel down, I know which side I have it. So I just put a mark on each side of it. Just a personal preference of what I do. Doesn't necessarily mean everybody has to. Alright, I think we're, for the most part, we're set up. Take this and set that about right there. Yep. Okay, I'm going to check my chats here real quick. Sometimes the chat doesn't load properly and I gotta close it and open it. But I don't know, it appears to be working fine. So, what do I want to chat about here? Recently, one of my videos on my channel has kind of really blown up. And it didn't blow up for the right reasons. The video that is blowing up right now, I posted it about a year ago. And I think over the past year, up until maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I'd be hard pressed to say it had 1,000 views. Realistically, probably 700 views. And that video is linked in the description below. The video is that fractal burning is dangerous. If you're not familiar with what fractal burning is where you take a piece of wood like this and you add a solution to the wood and then you electrocute the wood. And you end up getting some pretty cool effects on the wood. Alright, so I'm going to step around my lathe here, give you guys a good look at it. So you get some really cool effects with fractal burning, and it is really, really cool. Right? So these are just some little tea light candle holders that I made. Now, that being said, why did this video blow up? On April 6th of this year, after this video started blowing up, I decided to go and find the article. On April 6th of this year, a couple in Wisconsin in the United States was attempting fractal burning in their garage, and unfortunately both of those people lost their lives. So I can only speculate and guess, because I didn't see anything in the article that I read, but my guess is they lost their lives because either A, they didn't have enough knowledge about electricity, or B, they had the knowledge, but they got complacent and they did something that they should not have done, and it cost them their lives. It does not say how they died fractal burning, but their house also caught on fire, which to me, not being a detective, but I would assume that one of the couple grabbed a hold of both probes by accident and it locked them on and it seized them up, and the other person probably tried to grab the person and pull them off, and in turn that began to electrocute them too, and it probably kept going until it caught something on fire. That's speculation, doesn't say that in the story, just speculating. But I can't stress enough, so I'll say it again. Fractal burning is dangerous. If you don't have a very, very solid understanding of electrical systems and components and what completes a circuit and how it all works, please, don't try it. It's not worth it. As cool as this stuff looks, there's a lot of way cooler looking stuff that is way safer to do, that doesn't put you as high of a risk of losing your life. So again, like I said, I wanted to touch on that because that video, like I said, it had maybe 1,000 views on it, and that was maybe 2 weeks ago. It had maybe 1,000 views on it. Today It's got over 6,000 views on it. So in a couple of weeks, it picked up a few, 4,000 or 5,000 views in a short period of time, because now people are looking at this unfortunate couple that lost their lives, and they're finally going, huh, what's that? What's fractal burning? And they're going to look, and there's a whole lot of videos on YouTube and TikTok and whatever. Tons of videos showing how it's so cool and the effect of it. There's not too many videos telling you about how dangerous it is. So last year I posted the video because Jordy Johnson over at Carving Fusion World of Wood Carvers Original on Facebook, I had posted a video, and Jordy asked me very politely and very kindly to please post a video warning of the dangers of fractal burning. So I did, and so he was kind of the inspiration behind it, but he's not wrong. It's dangerous. Lots of beginners get into it and think that they got it and that it's no big deal. It's a big deal. So stay safe. Stay away from fractal burning if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know anything about electricity, just stay as far away from fractal burning as you can. It's just not worth the risk, guys. All right, so let's get on with the fun stuff here, and let's get to turning this keychain here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun. Turn a keychain. Like I said, this really similar to a pen, I think. Remember, anything that I can tell, it's pretty similar to a pen. I get my speed up to about 900, a little high. I can take that, it's about 938. This is an expensive hobby, right? Wood turning is pretty expensive, but it's also a hell of a lot safer than fractal burning. We're going to punch through this here in a second. And we're just going to make a kind of cool little keychain here. There we go, we're through that. Knocking some of that sawdust off. So there's dangers in tons of stuff that we do, right? It's not unheard of. There's dangers galore in everything you do. You just got to be careful with everything you do. There's dangers in metal turning and wood turning. The metal lathes are quite a bit less forgiving, a lot stronger. If you wear loose clothing, like I've got a sweater on right now, if you wear loose clothing, you can get wrapped up and twisted on it. So I try to keep any loose clothing away from there. It's a little bit chilly in the garage right now, so I got my sleeves down. But that's one of the dangers of turning, is you can get caught up on your spindle, and you don't want to do that. It's not good for you. I'm going to lay my rag down, that's over here, so I can do all this in front of you guys. So I'll just back a little more, and I'll grab my super glue and a couple pair of gloves. Sorry, I'm off camera here. And I'm coming back. Alright, so we got a tube, some Starbond activator, Starbond thick. I'll put my gloves on and we'll get that part going here. And I'm still not seeing any comments in here. So if you're in here, let me know. I'm just going to take care of my playback speed here real quick. Video quality, actually. There we go. Alright. That should be good. Hopefully we'll see somebody in here. I didn't post this video to my social media that I was going on to do this or anything. Normally I would, but this was very last minute, very impromptu decision to do this. Just kind of got a little bored and I got a couple hours to kill before bed. So decided I'm going to go ahead and turn, right? Make a project, why not? Put a little bit of glue in there. Now, give it a little twisting while you're working it in. We'll tap. Set that down. Pop up the activator. We'll give that a minute. Clear this area here. The glue is already dry, but because I'm getting ready to put it into that barrel trimmer, right, I'm getting ready to run this in the barrel trimmer on it. I like to make sure the glue is really, really dry. And I'm going to line up those marks that I made earlier. So I'm putting it in the same spot for barrel trimming. So what I like to do is make sure that moves in and out nice and easy. I think it does, and I got a little bit of a distance to go, so I'm going to park that just kind of far away like that. Turn it on and we'll get to trimming it. So unlike the pen, because this only has a couple of parts, if I go too deep on this and I hit the tube, not a big deal. Just means the keychain is going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to give it just a little bump. I can see the tube, but just wanted to clean that up a little bit. Right, so you kind of see the tube in there. Right? Do the same thing on this side now. I don't like how that's sitting. And sometimes you got to rotate it and try it, get it your best. I like that better. Tighten that down. And you got maybe a quarter of an inch to go, same as the other side, so lock it down. I'm going to send this keychain off as a gift to somebody. For no particular reason. It's a nice inexpensive piece. Doesn't take too long to do. Should be getting pretty close here. There we go, touchdown. I like it. Alright, so we're done with the barrel trimmer. We're done with the pen jaw chuck. I'll show you guys what that looks like here in a second. As we get set up to get ready to turn this. so what I got to step in here, grab my calipers. I got the little key ring things here, right? So I know that I want one end to be even with these guys, which is about 9 1/4. So when I turn this, I got to make sure I got that right. And make sure I have both sides right. So one was about 9 1/4 millimeter. Yep, 9 1/4 millimeter on both. Trying to not drop this, but still be able to show you. Hopefully you can see it. Maybe. Anyways, trust me, 9 1/4. So as I'm turning it, I know I need to have those two ends down about 9 1/4. So I'm going to keep my my calipers over here with me, and that is the that's the little brass tube that I was talking about. See it in there, nice and cleaned up. So these will end up getting pressed in there, and that'll help make it out. Put these pieces back into the little baggie so I don't lose them. They'll go rolling around on the ground. Put this back over here, and I'm going to use my pen mandrel, because I know the pen mandrel. That's what we're going to use. It's going to work. And I don't need this guy anymore. Make sure that's in there. Just putting some stuff away as I go here. Pulling some other stuff out that I'm going to need. Doesn't look like I got any comments over there yet. I'll have to refresh that feed again, just to make sure. I don't want to sit here and not know that I'm talking to you guys or miss anything, right? Now, if I wanted to, I could try to find out and see if any of my bushings here that I have go down to that 9 millimeter range. And I don't think they do. I got a couple of these supposed to be down to 7 millimeter. Those are pretty close. Those get down to 8.5, and I need 9 1/4. But I also need spacers on these, so that I can keep them away from here. Lock that down, make that tight. Get myself nice and close here. Not gonna hit anything. Get it up to 3,200. And I'm going to grab my masks, my face shield mask, and my dust mask. Alright, got him up to about speed there. Yep, I don't know if I got any viewers or not. I don't have any comments, at least it's not showing me any comments. So we'll see if I actually get anybody popping up here. In the meantime, face mask. The The dust is obviously for the dust, and the face is to prevent wood chips from flying into my face. Now you see I pulled my sleeves up because my hands are going to be close to this. I'll start off just by rounding it up. I try to keep my fingers clear of everything. So I could pretty easily just make this straight across, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna get this side and this side down, and then we're gonna put some shapes and curves. The goal here is to get this side and this side down to the 9¼ millimeter mark. We're very close to it. Get about 10 on that side. And about 10¾ on that side. So I still got a little ways to go. Knock this one a little bit. A little check and see. That still needs to come down. What was that? I thought I shut my volume off, but apparently I didn't. Apparently I went one too far. Alright, I got really close to the metal on that. So these should be about done. Like I said, I could just say, go ahead and run with that, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna thin it out and put some shape in it, and little curves. I got just a little bit of lip on both sides. I'm going to call that good. Shut the calipers off, and again, shut off the volume on the phone, the ringer. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Alright. So, let's see what I want to do here. I think I'm going to flatten this out just a little more. Using the roughing gouge. And yeah, we'll use this center. I'm not even going to make it center. I don't want it perfect. I'm going to use this nice round here in the middle. Being very careful not to go too deep. I don't think that's too bad. Now we're gonna make a nice little mark on it. I'm gonna use my skew. I'm just gonna put a little mark on each side, give it some texture. I didn't want it to have rough edges, sharp edges on the texture. So I'm just knocking it down a little bit. Do the same thing over here. No rhyme or reason shape. Not making it perfect. Same thing on this side. Now if I had wanted to measure it first, I probably could have made it nicer and smoother and more proportionate, but I just chose not to. Me. So I grabbed some clean, clean sandpaper here. Take this 240, start with that. The carbide leaves it pretty smooth, but since I went ahead and I did the contouring, it's going to clean it up a little bit. Trying to make it so you guys can see it here. So I'm just trying to clean up these edges. The one thing I've not done is these little contours like this. I'm still done the CA glue finish. I don't need this mask on anymore. So I haven't done the CA glue finish with this mask on it, or the contour. So I don't know how it's going to work out. We'll see. Alright, well, grab some more varying grades of sandpaper here. So I've got a big box. I'm going to pull out the 320, the 400, and the 600. I'll start with 320. Just a thin piece. Kind of go over it and touch it up a bit. I can see little spots in here that I don't really like that much, so I'm just kind of sanding them out. When in doubt, sand it out. This is a really simple lathe project. There's not a lot to it. You can be as creative or non-creative as you want. This is just sticking to my sandpaper. Part of the problem. I'm just eating my sandpaper up. I'm already wasted. We'll go up to the 400 grit. So coating normally doesn't stick to the sandpaper like this. It's just sticking really good. It isn't necessarily a good thing. Trying to get into that little line that I made. I could burn these lines, and I might, because it'll really define them a lot more. I think it'll make them look pretty cool. So I'm going to do my 600 grit sanding after I do the little wire burning. Alright, I got these little wire burners for the lathe. I use a really fine one here. Still not showing any comment. Oh, okay. So, take the wire wheel here. You don't have to push hard. Just gotta let the friction build up and give you your heat. There we go. Got that one in there. Just trying to get a little bit. Just to define it. Go back to that first one and give that a good hit again. Good enough. Yeah, so all it really does is just really marks that in, solidifies that. Got my little burning wire down. And I think I realized while I was eating my sandpaper, I didn't turn my speed down. I need my speed down to about 1500. I had it way up high. That's okay, this last sanding will be a nice easy one. Yeah, I think that'll be better. No, it seems like that's a little better. Still eating up my sandpaper pretty good, but that's okay. Give this a little sideways sanding here. And I got to take this off and put on the plastic so we can apply the glue finish. Buff it real quick with this guy. Take off my mask. Most of us don't need it, I don't know. Grab my little plastics here. We'll leave this one on. One of these I had was much looser going on. I don't know if I still got that one over here or not, but that one. That's going to give me just a little bit of room to play with here. While I do a few coats of thin CA glue. Carbon CA. Start with the thin stuff. And I don't want to have super glue all over my lathe bed. Still got nobody in there, huh? I'm going to close out the video real quick and open it back up, see if that helps me out. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't look like, I guess I don't have anybody in here watching. Okay. No problem. No problem. Get my speed down to 200. Alright, this is going to take a little bit more. Got a different rag. Not use my pen rag. One coat on. Two coats. Third coat on, that should be good. And we'll switch over to the medium. Give it its proper protection. Melted a little bit of paper towel onto my skin. So CA glue has a chemical reaction that heats up as it dries. That feels okay. Start with this. I'm just trying to follow the contour of it a little bit. It's the big problem with doing the contours is a little bit harder to apply this to. It's 2. Going on number 3. Go for 3. Four. Five. And number 6. One more. Let's get it done. I'm going to jump into the wet sanding of it. I feel like I did that pretty good. I got no major rough spots, which is good. All right, let's do some quick wet sanding. I'm not going to try to go for superb and supreme perfection. I do got to get it up to 1500 though. Still no comments. Must have picked a bad night to do this, I guess. I don't know. That's okay. We'll do this. We're going to sand this really fast because this is an item that's going to get beat up rolling around in your pocket anyways. We're going to make it look nice, but realistically, it's going to get tore up. We'll do a little side sanding here. On to the next. We'll step this up all the way to 12,000 grit, and that's a lot of steps. Like I said, probably would have been easier, just do it straight, no contours, but figured why not? Have a little fun. Play with the different pieces that I have, the different tools that I have. Stuff like this is just practice for bigger pieces. And a little side sanding. This guy's going to get real shiny. That's definitely going to happen. Especially after I put the buffing polish on it. Definitely going to get shiny then. I don't know, normally I get a couple viewers here and there. My air filter just shut off, which means it's probably been about an hour since I started doing this. I could look at the duration of the video too, that would tell me. Not really concerned about how much time it's taken me to do it. This is the first keychain I've ever done. Like I said, I didn't feel like it was any different than doing the pen. I don't really feel like it has changed my opinion on that. I think it's really very close to doing the pen. And same thing as I would do with the pen in between, just run through and get a little sideways sanding, remove some of the lateral sanding marks. But I'm almost done. I've only got 3 more grits, including the one I'm grabbing right now. It's really not a hard process. I might have to pick myself up some other keychains, keychain kits. So I was doing that. Originally I picked this one up for myself just to make a keychain, but I'm going to give it away to somebody. They don't know they're getting it yet, but they're going to get it. Second to last grit right here. Just kind of waiting on my lovely wife to come home. She's off and attending a meeting and enjoying herself. One more grit to go through and then we'll get her polished. Get her pressed together and that'll be it. Be all done. One thing about Bacote or Bacote, however you pronounce it, I'm not sure. It's very dependable for giving you very nice grains. And it's inexpensive by way of hardwoods are concerned. It's relatively inexpensive. It's one of the cheaper ones that I buy for making pens, and it's attractive. So super good bonus. Inexpensive and attractive. I cannot say the same about myself. I am definitely expensive. The wood shop is loaded with tools that are expensive. A whole lot of other stuff that's expensive about me too. But I don't ask anybody else to pay for it. I pay for it all on my own. My lovely wife takes care of me, and she She'll buy me some tools from time to time. She just looks for what I have in an Amazon list, or does a pretty good job paying attention to what she thinks I'll like. Grab some polish. So, I mean, it looks pretty shiny right now, and it looks nice. Looks good. It's going to look better. There's still no comments. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where all my people are tonight. Got a little clog in this. I don't have a clog now. I'm not going to waste that little spritz. Another little dab. See how this turns out. I think it'll be fine. Got my buffing rag over here. My buffing rag, it's just another piece of t-shirt cut off, and I'll try to do this so that the shine happens facing you. Get this side all cleaned up. Nice and shiny. Get that tool out. I'm not going to need that anymore. Put that in the wrong spot. There we go. Break those guys out. I might have gotten lucky, almost lucky enough. Should just be able to sand that, that's good. Just like doing the pens, I gotta clean up some glue on the ends, but it's very minimal. Looks pretty nice to me. My daughter has a birthday coming up this weekend. We're doing birthday dinner. Something for me to look forward to. Both her birthday and dinner, because I am a fan of food. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to grab my little key rings here and get this thing set up. All right, so that's going to be the top side. like that as the top. Okay. That's a pretty good fit. I like it. I like it. Put the key ring on it. All right. Take this out. I don't need that in there anymore. We'll tap this out. Bring these tools back, and then I'll bring this around, show you how it looks. It's a pretty nice looking keychain, I think, overall. Trying to get more light on it. More light and more focus. Yeah, not bad. Let's see if I can see any comments on this side. Yeah, no, don't look like I got any comments on there. Okay, well, there it is. That's it. That's our keychain project there. Oh, hey Ed, popped in there right at the last second, catching everything at the end. Yep, so that's it. That's the end of the keychain project. Thank you, appreciate it. Yep, this is Bacote or Bacote wood. The little kit, the metal pieces in the ring. It's like $5 at your local woodcraft store. And just turning it on the lathe. That's it. This was impromptu, kind of last minute decision making progress. I'm still not showing my chat over here on my tablet. There we go. Ed the Sun. So tell me, Ed, are you new to the channel? I don't think I've seen you around before. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Just trying to make this focused in here. There we go. That's a little better. Yep, haven't seen you around the channel. Appreciate you stopping in. I generally try to do a live stream and chit chat with my viewers and see what's going on with them. Just grabbing my my tablet so I don't have to look upside down at the camera. You can see what you're saying right there. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you coming in. Do you do woodworking, or you just have a little interest in woodworking or carving, or what drew you to the channel? Yeah, that's this little keychain is going to go off as a gift to somebody. That's the plan with it. Yeah, I always like getting in new viewers and stuff of that nature. Gotcha. All right, well, cool, man. I appreciate you popping in. Since you're new, I'll flip this around, give you a little tour of the shop. I think I got plenty of battery juice, so unplug my phone here. My shop is very messy at the moment, so please don't mind it. I'll zoom myself out here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yep, so I got a big stack of logs here. Those will all get turned into, trying to zoom it out there. Yep, big stack of logs there. Those all get turned into chainsaw carving pumpkins and other projects. Big old wood bin filled with all kinds of different exotic hardwoods and different things like that. That piece right there, that big log, is a piece of black walnut. And I got a bunch of cherry and other stuff in there. And lots of stuff for cutting boards, things of that nature. I've got some purple heart, some walnut. It looks like that might be maybe machiche. So I do a lot with a lot of different exotic woods. Heart, if you've never worked with purple heart before. These are all for potential future cutting board builds. And I step back here and lots and lots and lots more wood. All of that up there is cherry for the most part, except for a big old block of purple heart. And I got, that's sapele, I think. Sapele has a good grain to it. That might be cherry or sapele, I don't know. And I got some other stuff up here. Lots of walnut. Got a big piece of walnut right here. And this is machiche. Well, hopefully you do, man. We do, if you're into doing work like that, man, I admin a carving group on Facebook. It's called Carving Fusion World of Wood Carvers. And it's geared towards the beginning carver, power carver, knife carver, what have you. And it's just a really great group. I think it's the best group on Facebook. Really positive, lots of support in that group. Lots of good information in that group. It's more tools, right? Lots of tools. Cadillac of miter saws there. That's a Bosch 12-inch axial glide compound miter saw, and it moves very smooth, right? So you can go flat up against the wall. I got my dust collector, big dust collector I got to rewire. Some more expensive woods for making bowls and cutting boards and pen blanks. Table saw, more boxes of wood. These are all going to be for cutting boards, and some walnut in here, lots of cherry and walnut, some pieces of oak, different things of that nature. This is the Fractal burning tea light candle holder. If you are not experienced with electricity and do not know electrical systems and circuits and the whole system, stay away from fractal burning. People are dying watching these TikTok trends trying to do this because they don't understand how everything works. So stay away from it if you don't know it. I beg of you, you're going to do what you want to do, but I beg you, keep yourself safe. That is sapele. Really kind of cool, crazy green. Lots of sapele in here. And so yeah, carvings, right? I do a lot of trading with people in that group. Like I said, it's a really cool group. And popping these back up. Yep. Yeah, really cool group. Lots of cool carvings in there. I know who every one of these carvings is from. This one back here hiding, this little Viking, that one is me. Did that one last year. And I do all that with the Dremel. Lots of people in that group do Dremel carvings. I did the alien, and I did this little guy back here. Well, most of these are not me. So this one here, that is Scott Shelton. This is Jeff Frango, Chris Burnett. This one is Chris Burnett, another admin in the group. That little ugly guy back there is me. The alien head is me. This big gnome house, that comes from a young lady named Fran Palm. She does mostly chainsaw carvings. This guy comes from Wacky Woods. We traded Creepy for Creepy. This one is from Nathan Bublick, another Chris Burnett. And don't get discouraged if you get into it. This is my very first wood spirit. It's just Banana Jesus is what I call him because he's kind of banana shaped. So keep your first ones. And this one is Dan Honk. Quite a bit dusty. Looks better now. And that is on a piece of cottonwood bark. And then this one comes from Liz Pena. Another talented girl. She does some nice work. But yeah, I trade these with people. I'll do a carving and trade it. This one comes from a good buddy of mine, Mr. Larry Deb. He's also an admin in the group. I really like creepy stuff, so a lot of guys know that when they trade with me, they'll send me something creepy. Carving station in the works. Very messy carving station in the works, but I will be building it into a downdraft table and making it good and right. Laser engraver. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Their work is really good. Laser engraver I use for engraving the cutting boards. Almost this is pen blanks, black palm. I can't remember what that is. Olive wood. Yep, that's olive wood. And we got some macabre. That one right there is macabre. Some zebra wood right there. Lots of different stuff. Some wood from people that sent me wood. Some cherry burls and some cedar. There's more bacote. There's some marble wood, which looks really cool. Some burls. A couple different styles of burls. Let's open this up. So that marble wood, I decided to make my own little mechanical pencil, and that is what marble wood looks like. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. And then, oh, there is no such thing as the most popular sought after wood type. There is common. People really seem to like black walnut here in the United States because they know it. It's something they hear all the time. So people think black walnut is super, super expensive. It's not really that expensive. This is sapele. As you can see, the grain on sapele is really cool. So yeah, there's really no such thing as the quote unquote most common. Cherry wood is pretty popular. Black walnut, maple, those are all pretty popular. I had that with the wrong hand there. The rarest type of wood, well, I don't know about the rarest, but definitely pound for pound, one of the most expensive woods is this wood right here. It's called snakewood. Right, 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches. It's $14.09. Pull a piece of that out for you. It's not really nice right now, but snakewood is extremely expensive. Yeah, it's not cheap. Fall out. It's pretty dense. So that's snakewood. Yeah, not a problem, man. So you can kind of see all the speckling here in it along the side. Kind of looks like snake scales. That's why it's called snakewood. All right, it kind of resembles snakeskin for the most part. I'll make a pen out of this. That's what I bought that for, was to make a pen. I actually had bought 2 pieces and made a pen for Jordy Johnson over at Carving Fusion. He's another YouTuber wood carver. He's the guy that got me started in wood carving and the guy who owns the carving group on Facebook that I admin. me, along with some of the other carvers that I mentioned that we've traded carvings with, Larry Dibb and Chris Burnett, they're both admins in there as well. And I will have another trade coming up with some other admins in there. Like I said, I do the trades because they're fun and I like doing them. Trying to seal that back up one-handed in 1 second here. There we go. And so, planer, drum sander. If you do get into wood carving, cottonwood bark. It's just I don't know what wood you use for pianos, but I will tell you, 100% they are hardwoods. They're not softwoods. They're 100% they're hardwoods. So anything, a tree that would have leaves on it, basically. So oak, maple, walnut, cherry, sapele, padauk, lots of those. They all have their own characteristics and colors. Cottonwood bark. All right, it's just bark off a tree. But this is pretty thick. That's probably 2 inches thick on that side, but it's wide. All right, it's very lightweight, very easy to carve. Holds detail okay, not great, but okay. And drill press, bandsaw, propane tank for heating the shop. Cottonwood is, it's really cool. So, give you an idea on cottonwood, both of these guys are cottonwood. Right, so you can get some cool things going with cottonwood. This is, that's all cottonwood. That's from Chris Burnett. All right, so we always sign our work. Give yourself a little spot to hang it on a nail. That's a piece of cottonwood bark. And set this up here, get some stuff out of the way. Trying not to knock stuff over. That's another piece of cottonwood bark. And that one comes from Nathan Bublick. He is unfortunately passed on, but he carved that up for me. Nice piece. And then I've got some other carvings in a box that's buried somewhere. Yep, I got them buried under there because I'm going to hang them all. But got some really nice carvings in there from some other people. This guy here, he's a bit dusty. That is not a piece of cottonwood bark. He is dusty though. That looks better without the dust on him. Good looking piece. That is done by Mr. John White. Sent me carvings, some of which my wife will not let me put in the house because they are quote unquote too creepy. But, as I said, I like creepy. This is another John White piece. Another very cool piece. Very cool piece. And got one more piece in here from John. I agree, never too creepy. This is the one that my wife says is too creepy. She won't let me put it in the house. This eyeball. John did a fantastic job on it. And that's the one she won't let me put in the house. The next two that are in this box, they come from a very talented carver in Pennsylvania, I believe. And I traded him one of my cutting boards. Oh, no, sorry. This is another guy that... he's Louisiana. This is Doug Horn. And that's more cottonwood bark. Doug Horn's a very talented guy. Another piece of cottonwood bark. And he does a lot of his work with knives and with carving burrs. Doug's a very talented guy. Was not the original guy that I was thinking of. This, yep. So this guy comes from Pennsylvania. His name is Robert Eugene. It's another piece of cottonwood bark. And he does that all with knives. So everybody that I've showed you so far, I've traded work with them. A couple of them are purchase pieces here and there, but there's that one. And then this one is also Robert Eugene. And also more cottonwood bark. And I've just got to dig out my space and figure out where to hang them all. Robert's got his little logo tags on there. Yeah, very cool, very detailed pieces. Just a piece of cottonwood bark. Yep, I trade these pieces and trade cutting boards or whatever I got, and people come back to me and say yay or nay, they want to trade it. And oh yeah, dude, super cool. Where are you from, Ed? What country, what state? I'm in Michigan myself. Put some stuff back here while I'm chatting. Oh, cool. Maryland. I've traveled to Maryland once or twice, I think. My children used to play roller derby, so we would travel all over for roller derby. We'd go a bunch of different places every year. And they do not play anymore, so we don't travel now. Got carvers all over the place if you decide to get into carving. Lots of people that help you out and provide you with a whole bunch of support and information. It's just like I said, it's a really good community that we have there on Facebook. I power carve more than I do anything else with knives, and when we power carve, it's generally with a Dremel and a flex shaft. It's generally what everybody power carves with, and everybody's, well, I can't say everybody, but the majority of people, we all like to use all kinds of different burrs and different bits, but Cutsaw, they're our favorites for the most part, and I am affiliated with Cutsaw. So when people go and they buy burrs from Cutsaw and they use my code, they save 5%. I get a little kickback to help me buy more burrs. That's an extreme burr, very aggressive burr. Does a ton of work in a short period of time, which is great for people who are impatient, right? And they've got all kinds of different shapes and textures and different styles, so they all work. And they've even got 1/4-inch shank burrs, so you can put them in your bigger grinders and do more work faster. Yep, we've all got our choice burrs and have dozens of burrs and sanding stuff. If you're going to get into it, get a decent mask. I like my RZ mask. Save yourself from the sawdust. Yeah, everybody's got our preferences. I mean, I've got tons of little burrs, these needle file burrs, a whole bag full of these burrs. Burrs galore, burrs everywhere. This is the Cutsaw Extreme Flame Burr. I'm trying to pull this out one-handed. So they tear through wood really fast. yeah, lots of different woods. Peter Blair sanding mandrel. Much heavier duty and larger than the ones that comes with the Dremel. One on the right is the one that comes with the Dremel, and the other one on the left. But yeah, like I said, we got a really good community of really good and helpful people. Also, got an angle grinder. Kutzall does their shaping discs for your angle grinders. Very aggressive. Remove a lot of wood fast as well. They'll leave a surface pretty smooth. Lots of teeth though. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good info. If you don't mind me asking, God, what's your age bracket? I'm 42 myself. You don't have to answer. You don't want to. No biggie to me, but just kind of like to know where my audience is and who I'm reaching. Oh, all right. You're kind of right there in my age bracket. That's cool. What do you do for a living? I mean, are you handy with your hands, or are you not so handy with your hands? Doesn't really matter, but I personally see that most people that do this work, do the carvings, they're everybody. I mean, people who are young, people who are old, people everywhere, all over the place. So just moving this, lots of other pieces. So this is a different piece of black walnut. I was getting to what's underneath, as I was telling you that I trade my cutting boards for people. So when I make a cutting board, it's pretty much what a cutting board looks like. This one's sold. That all gets glued together. The board weighs 7, maybe 8 pounds. It's over an inch thick, like an inch and 3/8 thick. A couple more viewers jumped in. Welcome, guys. Giving my new subscriber here, Ed, a little tour that many of you guys have already gotten if you're my regulars. Putting some stuff back, just showing Ed some stuff that we do here on the channel. But yeah, so the shop is a mess. I got to do tons of cleaning, but yeah, like I said, laser booth over here, carving station, table saw with boxes of cutting board stuff, lots of wood, dust collector, planer, drum sander, just thousands of dollars worth of tools and fun here, all over the place. That's my newest tool, is the jet lathe. That's what I made the wee keychain on, was the jet lathe. Trying not to drop it while I'm trying to spin it and show you. That Bacote is dependable for nice looking grain. I'm just kind of tucking some stuff and putting some stuff away while I'm talking to you guys here. Don't mind me. The other viewers, if you jumped in, tell me who you are. Say hi. Oh, it's my buddy Joey. He jumped in, not to forget about the eggs, because I have chickens, so I will give eggs to some of my friends. Joey jumps in, let me know not to forget about eggs, because he's going to come and pick some eggs up tomorrow. So I got to remember to put a dozen together for him. Yeah, lots of tools, lots of setup, lots of stuff. So my regular lifetime work there, Ed, is I've always worked with my hands, taught myself how to do a lot of different things. But yeah, working with my hands is been pretty much what I've done my entire life. And currently I am a maintenance group leader, so I just help people who are in the maintenance field. I kind of help them along and tell them what to do for the day, give them their tasks. And that's my job now. And putting some more stuff away here, moving this camera all over the place. You got any other questions you'd like some potential answers for there, Ed? Happy to answer what I can. And if I don't know, I will tell you I don't know. I'm ashamed in saying I don't know. And we'll flip the camera around. You get a good look at me. All right. I'm going to close out of my my tablet. No sense in burning the battery on that anymore. I'm just shutting that off. But yeah, that's it's me in a nutshell. Woodwork. Work with my hands my entire life, and I've taught myself to do a lot of stuff. Taught myself how to sweat copper. Taught myself how to do irrigation work. Lots of different work. I just teach myself how to do it. Watching videos, stuff like that. Always been good with my hands, so I just pick up whatever I'm going to do and start doing it. It's kind of how I operate, I guess you could say. Just tucking all my stuff away here for the night. Like I said, if you got any other questions, happy to answer you. I saw you comment on it too. I caught the comment, Joey. Cracking a little drink here. So Ed, if you got any other questions, be happy to answer them for you. If not, I'm going to get ready to end the live stream and put together some eggs for my buddy Joey there. Because Joey and his family get hungry, and I try to feed my friends. And if you're still in, Ed, it's a project from a long time ago. Big old hammer. Big old hammer. It's heavy. Lots of wood burning and carving and fractal burning. Big. But it looks like everybody bailed except for maybe Mr. Joey. So I'm going to end. Dusty. I'm going to end, and I will see you all later. I appreciate you coming in, stopping by, saying hi. There we go. Yep, it's time for me to shut it down and get ready for bed. It's 20 to 10, and I got to wake up early in the morning. So I do appreciate you coming by. Ed, very cool meeting you. Very nice talking to you, and I hope to see. Yes, practice, Joey. Hope to see you again for some more live streams and chit chat. Sometimes I'll get a bunch of people in here from the carving group, and you'll see and get to hear and chit chat with a lot of people. Very interactive group. So I will talk to you all later. Joey, I'll have your eggs.